Hello friends. How you doing out there? It's just old Larry. This chair is so damn squeaky. It used to be nice and new and not squeaky, remember? Anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. Just got home from a long day of, fuck it, I'm switching this chair. Let's get rid of this thing. Let's get to a nice hardwood, quiet chair, see? Yeah, just got home from a long day of sessioneering and running about, running amok. You know, when you get down to that last beer in the fridge, it's not really your brand. Leisure time, lager. Not terrible, but it ain't no Yingling. Oh man, I really want to say a sincere thank you to all you guys. There have been lots of PayPal donations lately, Venmo donations, and I think you guys feel sorry for me for all this shit I'm going through trying to get in this new house, and I appreciate it. I really do. I think it's very, very sweet of you guys to help. I'm trying to respond to all the individual donations, and I'm going to get to that tonight. And it really means a lot. It really does. I thank you guys for doing that. And I'm going to keep churning out the material for you so you don't get bored. Okay? I don't want anybody getting bored out there. I got some stuff in the VCB for you. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Oh, a guy reached out recently and said, you know, there's a missing episode. Did you guys know that? I don't know what happened to it, but episode 244 got pulled down by somebody. It wasn't me. Somebody blocked it or pulled it down. It's the lost episode. I have no idea what it was. I don't remember what the details were, or if anybody remembers what that episode was, or it was probably just me yakking on about something like always. Probably nothing special. Another friend of mine, Tony Lucido, who you might remember, he sent me a funny text the other day saying, there's a new trend, a new craze going on. You know, like people are always trying to find something new to do, called raw dogging flights. You guys know what this is? Where you get on a long flight, a 4 or 5 hour flight, and you just sit there with no gear, no computers, screens, nothing. You just sit there with nothing and just think. See, Tony thought this was particularly funny because back in our traveling days, on the Ann Wilson tour, all those guys used to make fun of me because that's what I've always done. I have no technology. Like when I get on a flight, I just sit there for like 4 hours. I don't have nothing to play with. But the thing is, mine's never been done out of, wow, this is a great time to meditate or anything like that. I've always thought, man, I should really get some cool headphones, All these other people seem to be enjoying themselves, and I'm just sitting there looking at the back of the seat in front of me. I've always done that. Tony thought it was funny that I was a pioneer in the raw dogging. But I guess all these people are doing it now and, making a thing out of it. But old Uncle Larry was doing it a long time ago. Here's a few things. A couple comments here. Hey, Larry, that 50s TV Les Paul special is really special, a guy said. Man, that guitar is really good. I have owned a mess of those things in my life. Those single cut TV specials with 2 P90s and 2 volumes, 2 tones. I've owned a pile of those things in my life. I've had some good ones, but this one I've got now is the best one I've had. It really came alive when I threw a Music City Bridge on it and got it refretted. And man, that guitar kicks ass. Probably one of the best sounding recording guitars I've had. As a matter of fact, there's a funny story that goes along with that. This guy named Brian Willis, who's an old friend of mine, he used to be the drummer in Quarter Flash back in the 80s. Remember that band, Harden My Heart? Remember that? Brian moved to Nashville a long time ago, and I met him, God, in the mid-90s. We go way back. And he is the guy, he's one of the main guys that edits all the records that come through Nashville. Like when somebody's about to send a record off to mix, they send it to Brian to do all the tightening up, tune up all the vocals, anything that's out of the pocket. He's really great at making it, at editing things where they don't feel like they've been edited. Brian's a master. And he's edited a million records that I've played on. And I love the guy. He's a sweet, sweet, sweet guy. Lovely, lovely guy. And he's never done this before, but he sent me a text the other night. Let's see, it was a good couple weeks ago. And he said he was editing the Gwen Stefani record that I played on a while back. Remember I told you guys about that? And he was like so blown away by this tone. Here, I'll play a bit of it. He sent me a clip of it. He was like, what the fuck were you using on this? Listen. Whoa, here, I gotta start it over again, here. See, that's what a really good P90 guitar like that will do, that springy acoustic guitar thing. You go in that middle position, turn the treble up on the amp a good bit. That was probably just that guitar through like a deluxe reverb. That's all it is. And man, it just gets into acoustic guitar land with that very alt rock sounding, beautiful, chimey, clean, dirty shit that it does. Lovely, man. One of the best sounds ever. I love that kind of stuff, and that's that guitar. And it figures that that's a guitar that he pointed out after all these years of editing my records. That's the only sound he's ever thought was special enough that he sent it on. Love you, Brian. You're a good man. I always loved you, man. Let's see. One guy said, besides your burst, well, speaking of recording heaven, boy, I was in recording heaven today. I did a session all day at a studio called Starstruck, and all I played through all day was my 57 Gold Top and that Tweed Deluxe I just got back from Ebo. And man, it sounded fucking awesome. I was just loving it. For clean stuff, dirty stuff, just nothing like a good Tweed Deluxe, man, to take you to the honest guitar tone promised land. It's just the best. And the combination of that with that PAF gold top, man, just working those volume and tone controls and getting those really cool in-between sounds. Man, I was in tone heaven today. It's just fantastic. And speaking of that, the guy said, one of the questions was, besides your burst and your 57 Goldie, what are your top 5 favorite guitars? I thought about that for a minute, and I would have a hell of a time trying to pick that. I probably couldn't pick that. I have no idea. I mean, I'm really lucky enough to been able to hold on to a good amount of really special guitars, man, that it would be very hard for me to replace. You know, I'm not saying that they're the kind of thing, I love them so much I'm going to give them names, but boy, they'd be hard to replace. You know, my Senton Strat comes to mind. This is my favorite bird I ever had. I call this one Grandma because I had it the longest. It's the only one that's got a name. And man, that, you know, that double neck is insane. That red Firebird is definitely a contender. That white Gretsch, white Falcon 62 is a special guitar. I got a particularly nice 63 335 I love, and a 62 SG standard I love, and the old SG Special, a couple of those. 69 Custom that I love. Man, it'd be hard to pick. I always forget what's even laying around over there. That 62 Strat I just got or 63 Strat is fucking nice. I'm lucky, man. I'm lucky to have been able to hold on to some nice guitars. And like I said a while back, my lust for hunting these things down is definitely cooled off over the years. But yeah, every once in a while, I get that old feeling again. Like a friend of mine sent me this ad that was for a 1960 Tele Custom the other day. Or actually yesterday, a really great looking two-tone 60. You guys know I've been hunting one of those for a while, and damn, that got the old blood pumping again. You know that feeling? Man, if I just sold this and this, I could get that, you know. But we got other shit to worry about. We got to buy pool furniture and grills and shit, you know. We got other shit to worry about. And I got plenty of guitars to get by, you know. Plenty of guitars, friends. What else we got here? I think that's it for now. This is 14 minutes. It's kind of a short episode, but hey, that's cool. Oh, one more thing I was going to tell you. I almost forgot. Today, like a dude I know a young kid sent a text yesterday, and he said, "Man, send me something really cool to listen to. That's got some great rhythm guitar on it." And the first thing I thought of, rhythm guitar, when I was 25 years old, I remember I was on the road with Winona Judd and the keyboard player, Mark T. Jordan, who a dear old friend, man. He used to play with Van Morrison. He was the guy that played on the keyboards on Tupelo Honey. He was a good bit older than me, and he took me under his wing a bit and said, "Man, listen to this shit." And he gave me a cassette of this record, 1968, Taj Mahal's first album. And this track right here, you guys know it, Leaving Trunk, Jesse Ed Davis and Ry Cooder. I was so blown away by this when I was 25 that I based my entire style of playing rhythm guitar on this one song. If you guys don't know this, you should know this. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there already dig this track, but here it is. This sick guitar playing, man.
Whiskey man,
that. Get that record and check that out real good. Put on some headphones and really listen to what those cats are playing. That's some fucking badass shit right there, friends. That rhythm. I have used that on so many records. I have stolen that idea. I was just doing it today on a record. I was playing that part, and the producer guy was like, man, I love that part, man. What are you playing there? And I'm like, it was my gold top, and I turned the volume down to about an 8 and got that real spanky, kind of doinky, super retro tone when I was going like, and it sounded awesome. It's like, sounded like it was done in 1968. And it's like, I've noticed that when you fuck with the volume controls on these old guitars and these old PAFs and stuff, they start doing like really magical things when you start getting them down to 7.5, 8 range, and the recorded sound, especially when you're using fuzz faces and shit like that. There's just such a cool vintage thing that starts happening. It's easier to get retro tones when the guitar volume is not on 10, I've noticed. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So fuck with that when you're out there goofing around, friends. A cool sound is to take a fuzz pedal and instead of having the guitar all the way up like a good old germanium fuzz, try doing a solo where your guitar is like on 7. It doesn't really sound like fuzz, but it just sounds like really cool, papery kind of distortion. And it really cuts really good in a good way in the mix. I should have ended this a while back, but I just get on a roll sometimes and I can't stop. Anyway, beautiful weather here in Nashville today. It was like the best day of the entire year. It felt like I was in LA. And hopefully tomorrow's like that too. All right, friends. Peace out. Old Uncle Larry, over and out. Class dismissed.